Hello everyone, welcome to Learn Polish with Advance. I'm Moni, your tutor. Jestem Moni. Cześć. And this is the lesson number 9 on basic Polish. Let me start with some apologies. I uploaded the video that didn't have a sound at the very beginning and throughout the whole lesson. So thank you so much, Dave, for pointing it out to me, and true apologies for that. I had to re-record this video, hence the delay, but I hope this one will be working for you. So the accusative case could be quite confusing. This will be our lesson today. I'm going to cover the accusative here. I've come a lot of learners and students who are not only a little bit confused, but although they know the endings, they simply cannot apply this case in practice. It could be confusing simply because, in my opinion, the best way to approach it, to learn it, is to start with the simple concept of the subject, verb, and object. Once you know this and you are able to determine where is your object in the sentence, then you automatically will link accusative with the direct object in the sentence, because what's going to happen. You will need accusative when you've got object that comes straight after the verb in a sentence, the direct object. And so what is that? Okay, how to go about it? Okay, so let's take as an example 2 sentences. I like coffee. Subject is the person who is speaking in the sentence, or who the sentence is about. Verb, you probably know the concept of it, is a doing word or an action word, and the object would be the noun that comes straight after that verb. So let's take I like coffee as an example. I is my subject, it's me. I'm talking about liking coffee in that sentence, right? I'm talking about myself, so I'm the subject. Like is my verb, and coffee is my direct object in that sentence. Coffee comes after my verb in the sentence. I like coffee. So coffee is my object. Therefore, accusative will be the case that I will be using when I want to make that sentence grammatically correct in Polish. She has a dog, sentence like that, also has subject, verb, and object. She is the subject, right? Has would be the verb, and the dog this time would be the direct object. So that would be the word that would be changed by the accusative case, influenced by it. So let's look at the example here, right? I've got here simple sentence. Ja mam siostrę. Ja mam siostrę. And I know we haven't done mam yet, but for the purpose of this lesson, I would like you to acknowledge, to know, or to learn that this means I have. Mam. I have. Because mam ends with the M letter, it suggests the first person singular. Ja, so I don't have to say ja, but I can, right? And siostra here, right, is the word for a sister. So I'm saying here, I have a sister, or I've got a sister, okay? Now, I've got a sister. So the subject in that sentence is I. I don't have to say ja. I can just start with mam. That will be enough. So mam, I have, but then after that verb, I've got object, right? I've got the word siostra. Siostra, and I want you to look here, siostra. This is a feminine noun. As you can see, you already know that feminine nouns end with I. Ignore this for a second. I'm going to cover that in a bit. So siostra, right? It ends with a, but look what happens there. In order to make the sentence grammatically correct, I cannot just say mam siostra. You would be understood if you said that, but it wouldn't be grammatically correct. What I need to do, I need to change that last vowel a and replace it with en. So this is the accusative change, right? This is the change that the case is causing. So a gets, well, not gets, but changes into en. So in order to say I've got a sister correctly in Polish, that would be mam siostrę. Siostrę, right? It's no longer siostra, it's siostrę. It's still sister, although this word doesn't look exactly 100% the same as this one, right? It's just one letter difference. This is the same word, it's just different case. So mam siostrę. And you probably guessed that all words that end with a, even this one, which is masculine, will have that change into am. Now you heard me right. There are certain words like tata, which is father, dad. Dad, actually, father is ojciec, tata, dad, that are masculine but disguise themselves as feminine. Okay, so that word ends with a, but it's masculine. Don't worry too much about it. For now, I just want you to know that this is an exception. So this is a masculine word that has the ending a, and we will be treating it half feminine, half masculine. I'll tell you more about it in a second. So let's first go through all those words that we have here. Then I'm going to go through masculine nouns, and we finish with neuter. Okay? So mama, lots of new words for you. So mama in Polish is mum. Mama. I've got a mum, mam, right? And make that change from a toę, mamę, right? So mam, mamę, mam, mamę. I've got a mum, mam, mamę. Okay, so mama, nominative, no change, first case, mama. No change there, as when it comes to, you see, probably there is no verb here, no change, right? A word on its own, mama, right? But here we've got verb mieć, right? That's infinitive, mieć. But mam is I have, and therefore I need to change that into am. So mam, mamę. I've got a mum. I've got a sister. You already know how to do it. Let's do it. Mam siostrę. Mam siostrę. Let's look at the word for a female cousin. Okay, so cousin, that is a female, kuzynka. Kuzynka. A lot of words that end ka will specify a female profession or just will be female. So kuzynka, kuzynka, cousin, female cousin. So I've got a cousin who identify themselves as female would be mam, kuzynkę, mam, kuzynkę. Okay. So if you translate, so that's tricky, isn't it? Because if you know, let's say, the word for siostra, right, or mama, and if you translate 100% word by word from English to Polish without knowing any cases, you would probably say mam, mama, or mam, siostra, right? Because you would be translating I have mother, I have sister, right? But no, knowing and applying the cases is extremely crucial in Polish. It's really important. This is what makes it, what makes you knowing this language. So, córka, another word, córka. A lot of students say kurka. It's not kurka, it's córka. So be careful here if you want to say ku. It's córka, córka. C as ts, c, and then we've got o accent u. Córka, daughter. Córka, córka, daughter. So in order to say I have a daughter, right, you already know what to do. Mam córkę, right? Once again, mam córkę. I know I'm pointing at sister, but mam córkę, I should be doing this. Mam córkę. I just want to point to that change of a and m, okay? So now, przyjaciółka. Przyjaciółka. You know already that PRZ is pronounced psz, psz, right? Not pr, but psz, right? So przyjaciółka. Przyjaciółka, female friend. So, in order to say I have a friend with a female, mam przyjaciółkę. Yeah, mam przyjaciółkę. Another word, ciocia. Ciocia. Be careful, don't pronounce it as ciocia. Okay, it's soft. Ciocia, ciocia, and that means auntie. Mam ciocię. I've got an auntie. Mam ciocię. Good. The same ending, another word, babcia. Grandma. Babcia. So grandma, I've got a grandma. Mam babcię. Mam babcię. Two more words. Neighbor, as you can see the ka ending, who is a female. Sąsiadka. S-I-A is pronounced sha. Sha. So sąsiadka. Sąsiadka. And because we've got unvoiced consonant k there, the d will sound more like t. Sąsiadka. It will match this unvoiced consonant there. Sąsiadka. Female neighbor. I have a neighbor. Mam sąsiadkę. Mam sąsiadkę. Okay, and the last one is, as you can probably guess, the female partner. Mam partnerkę. Partnerkę. So partnerka, partner, female, partnerka, right? So mam partnerkę. Mam partnerkę. So it should not be too difficult once you practice that a bit. Two things that you need to remember is to make that change, right? Straight away when you happen to be dealing with some kind of verb, you go and an object after that, you think about accusative. Now, important thing here to say here is that we will have sometimes verbs that don't connect with accusative when it comes to the direct object. There will be some verbs that will straight after, when it comes to object, use, for instance, dative. But I will talk about it at this stage. We can easily say that we when we've got verb and object, we apply accusative. Okay. So now let's go through masculine nouns now. And I already mentioned tata. This is a very strange one, right? Because, okay, maybe feminine. No, it's masculine. And I mentioned that it will behave a bit like feminine, a bit like masculine, because when we start once we start adding adjective, for instance, adjective for this masculine noun will be masculine, but the change because of that A letter will be kind of feminine. This is what I meant by kind of half there and half there, the behavior, strange behavior. So yes, this is a masculine noun, but ends with a, and because of that ending, right, I need to change that into m. But I want you to remember that it's masculine. So in order to say I've got a dad, you would say mam tatę. Mam tatę. Okay, so once more, mam tatę. Okay. Now, next word means brother. brat. Brat, it's also quite funny one for English speakers. Brat, brother. So what we do in order to make the accusative changed on masculine nouns that end now with consonant and are living, right? This is important. We will be, now we are here, yes, in this part of our chart, we will add the additional letter a at the end of them, right? So you can appreciate now why it was so important to learn or to distinguish between masculine animate nouns and masculine inanimate nouns when we started our lessons. It's very, very important because animate masculine nouns will get that a. There will be slight change, a different change to those nouns that end ek. I will explain also soon. But inanimate nouns, masculine nouns, like let's say rower, bike, won't have change at all. So we only change those masculine nouns, those masculine nouns that are animate. So I want you to think about a for animate, adding a for animate. So in order to say I have a brother, you would say mam, and then brata. You would have to add the a letter, okay? Mam, brata. Mam, brata. Mam kuzyna. Mam kuzyna. I have a cousin. That is male. Cousin. So cousin, words on it, the word, unchanged word on its own would be cousin without any change at the very end here. But together with the noun in a sentence, mam kuzyna. I need that a. Okay. Next word, sąsiad, is almost like this one. This got added ka to it for female, and this one doesn't, and that means it's a neighbor that is male, a male. So sąsiad, sąsiad. In order to say I have a neighbor, male neighbor, mam sąsiada, mam sąsiada. Right? Another word that is a friend. It looks very much like this one, doesn't it? So it's so przyjaciel, przyjaciel, przyjaciel. Right? Word on its own. Now with added a for accusative, animate. Mam przyjaciela. Mam przyjaciela. I've got a friend. Another one, wujek, uncle. Now look at the ending. Here we've got ek ending. This is a specific ending, ek. And when we've got ek endings in masculine nouns that are animate, living, right? We drop the e letter after adding a. So ek kind of becomes ka. We don't say wujeka in accusative, but we say wujka, right? So ek becomes ka. I would like you to make that note that we've got ek into ka. So wujka is my accusative form. So in order to say I've got an uncle, you would say mam wujka. Mam wujka. Partner, you guessed it, probably. It's a partner that is a male. So add a, because here we don't have any, although we've got e here, it's not ek, right? It's er. No change when it comes to that. I don't need to, no change in this sense that I don't need to drop the e in er ending. I do that only when it comes to ek. So partnera is my accusative form. So mam partnera. I've got a partner, he's a male. So mam partnera. Okay, and the last but not least, neuter nouns. And you will see that neuter nouns, this is a word for a child in Polish, dziecko, dziecko, D-Z-I-E, dzie, dziecko, child. So in order to say I've got a child, right, first you need to acknowledge that there is no change in for neuter nouns. So you don't need to worry about anything. You just say mam dziecko, mam dziecko, right? That's I've got a child. And that is I would say the recipe for accusative singular nouns. So just something that is one, right? We are not talking here about sisters or children or neighbors, right? Plural, we are talking about just one noun. So we are in singular here, because you may guess that it will be also slightly different when it comes to plural. We are not there yet. We will be. I promise you I will cover the Polish grammar is in as much detail as I can. So let's summarize, right? First of all, when it comes to accusative case, don't fear it. Find the object. So the red semaphore light should flash when you hear the verb, when you've got a verb in a sentence, because if a noun appears after that, most likely, not always, right, but most likely accusative, there will be accusative change for that noun that appears straight after the verb. When it comes to feminine nouns, all of them make that change from a to en. However, there are certain nouns, right, that are masculine. They will have the same change because they have the same letter. I could not put tata in feminine group because it's not feminine, but it's got a at the end, and it also will be behaving kind of like a feminine, although it's a masculine noun. So this is an exception. So all feminine nouns that end a have en in accusative. When it comes to masculine nouns, you need to recognize whether the masculine noun you are dealing with is animate, in other words, whether it's a living organism, a person. Here in this group, we've got family members or some relationships. So we've got dad, brother, cousin, neighbor, friend, uncle, and partner. Therefore, we are dealing here with all animate nouns. In that case, right, apart from only the one here that's got a to en change, we will add additional a, right? When it comes to neuter nouns, there is no change. And this no change is also specific for inanimate masculine nouns. So if you wanted to say, I've got a bike, I've got a ticket, you would say mam rower, mam bilet. Okay, there will be no change. So what we are going to do tomorrow, we are going to practice this case. So we are going to have some examples, words, and we are going to practice I like, I have, and other sentences for you to feel a bit more confident in using accusative. Please let me know whether whether you like the video, in a sense, whether I explained it to you clear enough to grasp the idea of the accusative case. I would really appreciate comments, and thank you so much for watching. Dziękuję bardzo. Once again, przepraszam. I'm sorry for the unfortunate technical problem with the video earlier, but hopefully this one will work. Dziękuję, Dave. Thank you, Dave, once more for pointing this out. Dziękuję. Pa!